It's so amazing to be sitting here with you. I have been a fan of yours for a long time. So this is super cool. And I know the season is coming to an end. And Eric, I believe, recently just said that the boys will pick up, I think, 6 months after the end of season two of Gen B. So if you can, without any spoilers, can you describe the finale with an emoji?
Describe the Gen V finale with an emoji. Uh, I think it would be, uh, gosh, the eyes bulging out of your head emoji. I think it would be that one, if there is such a thing. I think there is.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'm really excited now. No fans will be as well. Now,
Yeah.
this season felt very different to me. Is there anything surprising that you learned about your character this time around?
Anything surprising about my character?
Yeah.
I think that I don't know if surprising is the word I would use, but I was very hopeful that you would get to see more of who Polarity used to be, and get hopeful that you can get to see a sense of who Polarity could be if he lived up to his full potential. And a lot of this season is about people living up to their potential. And so I think that I was very excited and gratified to see that Polarity wasn't left out of that theme of people leveling up and being better than they had been.
And then I don't know if you read Reddit, but fans online have kind of touched on that and they really love what you brought to your character this season. And they kind of want to know, like, is there anything you can share about the future? Can we maybe see him appear in The Boys? Is there anything you can tease or anything that you want to see for Polarity?
Well, I can't speak to anything that has to do with the boys. That's obviously very top secret, government secret there. So I can't speak to that. But for the future of Gen V and for the character Polarity, I really see that no matter what happens on the boys next season, there's still so much story to tell. When you're dealing with superpowers and young people and figuring out who they really are, and when you put that in conflict with adult corporate interests, like Vought, that's always going to be a conflict, no matter what happens on the boys. And so there's a lot of story left to tell there in terms of where these people's lives going to go with these unusual, amazing, incredible powers that they have. And hopefully for Polarity, he can find a way to continue to make amends for all the mistakes that he's made all this time. Find a way to continue to help support and protect as many kids as he can. I think that's where Polarity is right now in his life. And hopefully we get to see him continue to do that.
I hope so too. And then, when we started this season, we were all kind of like grappling with the loss of Chance, and your character is obviously dealing with that grief on camera, but also off camera. How did you kind of like deal with that? And, what's your advice? Because we're still kind of like reeling from that, and we feel it on screen, and we kind of feel the pain that everybody felt off screen as well.
Well, for us, it was all just a matter of keeping him alive in everything that we did. Um, it was a matter of heightened focus and heightened sensitivity every day when we came to work so that we were able to, that was our way of paying him honor and paying him respect for what he meant to us and for what he means to the show. Uh, so I think that I've always been reluctant to talk about Chance's passing as like some burden on me or some burden on the cast because obviously, his family is the one bearing that burden most acutely. But but I will say that he was with us every single day, and we missed him, and we all felt like it was our duty to make sure that he was never forgotten, and it was our duty to not waste this opportunity to tell this story in a way that did him honor, and hopefully we did that.
Yeah, I definitely felt it. And I feel like it also, taps into the bigger picture of like life is something that isn't given to us every day, but we
Right.
still, and we can get lost in the day-to-day lives of, going to set, going to work, doing this, but at
Yeah.
the end of the day, love and being there for each other is really important. And I think we really did feel that in the show and that he was still there. And I think it helped fans who were just, like still grieving that loss. So thank you for
Hmm.
sharing that. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Um, Now to touch on back on your character, a lot of people have kind of said that like they want to see you step into other universes because Polarity maybe reminds them of Marvel's Magento. We got some X-Men in there. Do you ever see yourself, wanting to step into these other universes, maybe Marvel, maybe DC? Because when you go online, they've kind of fan casted you as quite a few roles. roles.
Oh, I have not seen that, to be honest with you. That's cool. That's cool. I mean, obviously, superhero stuff. I mean, you gotta love that. I mean, I'm down for anything superhero related. And I'm spoiled now because what I've been doing on Gen V is just so incredible. It's so to me, it's on par with any of those other things you mentioned. The DC universe or the Marvel universe. I think what we're doing is on par with all those things. And obviously, I'd be thrilled to do anything uh, when it comes to superhero stuff because that's what you dream about when you're a kid, and it's the type of thing you dream about when you become an actor. You want to do cool, super powered, amazing things, and so I would never uh, turn down that opportunity.
Well, we love you in Gen V, and we would love to see more Gen V, and we would love to see you in more. So hopefully that, happens. Now, I feel like every role that you are a part of teaches you something personally.
Mm-hmm.
And what would you say being Polarity has taught you?
Hmm. Uh, I think being polarity has taught me that it's never too late to do better and to be better. Uh, no matter how dark and dire it may seem, no matter how big the mistakes you think you've made, you can always take a step to do better and be a better person, and that it's never too late to do that.
Thank you. And that's something we need to take every day because what I think Gen V does perfectly is it kind of shows things that we may experience in real life, and especially in today's world, and
Mm-hmm.
puts it into a perspective. Obviously, like, I don't think there's superheroes roaming around, but there could be. But we're
Right.
all, superheroes in our own way. And I really do appreciate that the show does that and it kind of puts into perspective.
Mm.
Um, Now I kind of want to touch on Save the Last Dance because that was like my
Ah,
that was my movie, my
okay.
millennial movie.
Uh-huh.
When you look back on that moment, do you have a favorite memory from being a part of that? And then for you, the legacy of that film,
Mm-hmm.
how does it feel now when you look back at it then?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll start with your second question. I'm so proud of the legacy of it. When we were doing it, I thought nobody's gonna see this movie. Nobody's gonna like this movie. It's it's too earnest and it's too heartfelt. And nobody's gonna want to see that. But it turns out that that's exactly what they wanted to see. That's why it's uh, had such staying power all these years, and I'm very very proud of that. Um, I'm also very very proud of the fact that it was the number one movie in the country, for weeks, and to do that as a black man, as the leading black male in a studio film, um, to this day, is still very rare, and I'm very proud of that accomplishment as well. Um, Working with Julia Stiles was incredible. She and I worked really, really hard. We really cared a lot about doing good work, and it's it's really gratifying to know that what Julia and I tried to do mattered, and that it touched people and affected people, and so I'm very proud of that part of it. And in terms of my memories from shooting it, most of my memories that stick with me the most are stuff that was off camera. You know, rehearsing, working hard with Julia Stiles, meeting and getting to know Kerry Washington, and uh, hanging out with the choreographers. Going to the clubs. We went to the clubs like every night, whether I had to work the next day or not. We were in the club, and so all those things are things that I remember the most. Just the people and the experiences more so than what was going on in front of the camera.
Thank you for sharing that because I was born and raised in England. So I remember watching it and just feeling super cool and feeling good and wanting to move to America so bad. And
uh,
this is like little 10-year-old me is like really happy.
yeah,
Well, thank you so much. I mean, I ran out of time. I could be sitting here all day, but I really
cool.
appreciate you taking the time out of your day to speak with me. So thank you.
Absolutely, no problem.